Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. I want to start off my video on a positive note and say that I am super proud of all my fellow sheeps, all my nieces and nephew. Why? Because you guys just endorsed some crazy choppy action on the S&P 500. Now the question is, can Uncle Powell save us from this chop and end the chop? He's speaking tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time and again at 2 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Can Uncle Powell end this chop? Now, I'm sure, the stuff he's going to talk about is very important, right? As citizens of this country, it's very important. But as traders, the price action's reaction to his speech, that's what we got to pay attention to, okay? Remember, guys, Uncle has been saying all week we have been chopping with 453.5 to the 456.5 as the chop range. Guys, you guys can see this craziness. We had a double bottom around that 453.5 level. You guys see it. You guys see it. Bulls are trying to counter. And then you also see, like, we had this head and shoulder pattern right here. Head and shoulder pattern. This is what happens when we're chopping. You're going to see bullish patterns. You're going to see bearish patterns. We don't know which way it's going to go. We see in bearish patterns and bullish patterns. But here's the thing. We know what the chop range is. Now, if you're wondering about the head here, remember when we had the head, I didn't make a video yesterday because we were still in the chop range. But, context is a little different. We got Powell talking tomorrow, so I got to make a video today. But as far as this up move right here, this was a gap up. It didn't even traditionally break out the 456.5 level during the market hour with volume. Lord knows volume been terrible lately. We got a gap up, and it did break, intraday, 15-minute candle, 30-minute candle, whichever one you want to look at. It did break above and close above that 458 level. But what happened? Boom. False breakout setup, and that led to some move to the downside. That was on Wednesday. And then what happened today? Today's Thursday. We had PCE data release around 8:30. And what happened around 8:30? Rejection, once again, from that 456.5 level, giving us, it looked like a right shoulder. And it was dropping down, broke down 455. But once again, bouncing from that 453.5 support level, giving us a double bottom. So are we going up or are we going down? Guys, I can't say for sure yet. Why? Because we are still in the chop range. But what I will say to you guys is this. Like I've been saying all week. We break this chop range, 456.5 and 458. My prediction or my general lean would be that we're bullish. We're going to head up higher to July high, maybe break July's high. Okay? Seasonality is bullish end of the year usually. Now, I'm not going to be trading off of past data, of course. I'm going to be reacting to the price action. No predictions here. If we can break down 455 again, I'm not trusting 455 breakdown. What I really will trust is the 453.5 level. If we can break that down, then yeah, I would be bearish in favor more downside. Okay, so we just got to let the price action tell us what to do and give us a legitimate break of this range. So something we do have to be careful though. If I could find something that we do have to be careful with is the fact that we had a double bottom at the 453.5 level, okay? So around that zone under 453.5 is a potential liquidity zone, okay? Liquidity zone meaning there could be some stop losses below there for people who long from the 453.5 level. Be careful. If the market makers decide to reject from 456.5 and then they break down 453.5, do not jump to conclusions just yet. Like, that is a good sign if we break down that level, but we have to understand that there's potentially, based on the double bottom, liquidity below that zone. So if there's liquidity below that zone, we could go stop loss hunting. Market makers go stop loss hunting, and we'll know it's a stop loss hunt if it breaks down 453.5 and then recaptures for a false breakdown setup. The false breakdown setup will confirm that the market makers went stop loss hunting and they might likely push higher. Okay, so that's something to watch out for. If we do break down 453.5 and then we break down 452, that's a strong breakdown. I would trust that breakdown. If we break down 453.5 but it's not that strong, maybe it bounce off of 452 next support and then retest 453.5 as a resistant. We see the roll change from support to resistant and it sells, then yes, I would trust that breakdown. Okay, I'm giving you the scenario on how to trust the breakdown of 453.5. Okay, so I hope you guys found this helpful, but overall, guys, we're still in the chop range. Chop range is 453.5 to 456.5. Jay Powell speaks tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Can he end this chop? And then he speaks again at 2 o'clock. Get ready. I have a feeling, fingers crossed, that we get some volatility back into the S&P 500. All right. Now, moving on to Triple Q. Still, Triple Q is just chopping as well. The price action plan is still the same. It got to break down 388. It did break down 388. It went down and hit my 386's level. Went a little lower than that intraday for a level move, but daily chart, no breakdown. Okay, so plan still the same, below 388 and 386. And we need the breakdown on the daily chart, then I would be bearish. Okay, we break above 391.5 and 393, I would be bullish and favor more upside. IWM, it's still just basing. We had this double top around 181.7-ish, but it's not showing follow through. Okay, so 180.2 and 181.7 are resistant, especially above 181.7. If that clears, bullish, we're gonna see higher highs. Okay, 184 and 185.5-ish would be targets. All right, if we drop down, support is at 179 and 177.5. Those levels must fail to put 175.8 and 174 in play. Okay, Tesla. Now, while the SPY has been chopping, Uncle has been covering Tesla, doing his best to cover Tesla. Now, I wrote this morning, guys, I covered Tesla throughout the day now, but in my first post of the day, this was very important. I wrote here, while Tesla came a few cents shy of testing my blue multi-month trend line, which is my trend line from 2023 high to September 2023 high, looks like we have ourselves a dark cloud candle. Okay, I talked about the dark cloud candle and that it's a bearish candle. Okay, now don't look at this candle. This was today's candle. Look at these two candles, Wednesday and Tuesday's candle. They look like a dark cloud candle. And I mentioned to the group, we want to see the breakdown of support 244 and 242.5. We look to short. Okay, and of course I covered Tesla throughout the day, and I wrote here, first post of the day for Tesla, 244 is first support with 242.5 below, and of course I had resistance at 245.5 and 247. We're not looking to predict, we're just looking to react to the price action using the levels. And what did Tesla do? Well, you go to a 30-minute chart and look at that. Yellow line right here is 244. Look at that beautiful breakdown. Boom, broke down 244. Boom. Broke down 242 and it went down low. Smashed my 241 level, 242.5, excuse me. Broke down 242.5, smashed my 241 level. It even, it bounced a little bit, recaptured 242.5, smashed 244, giving us good level to level move. But ultimately didn't clear 244. Broke back below 242.5 and look at that, it just melt all the way down. It even broke down 241, smashed 239. And from there, it just melt all the way down. Both try to make some comebacks, but it didn't work out too well for them. But overall, the plan was to play that dark cloud candle, and it worked out beautifully when it broke down 244 and 242.5. These are all alerted in the group, in the Discord. And this is what we have to do when SPY doesn't want to give us volatility. Now, if dark cloud candle, it worked out. So are we still bearish? Kind of right now, okay? But follow through is needed. So right now it's around 237.95. It's trying to gap down. Okay, so if we break down 237.5 and 236, we're likely heading down lower to 234.5 in the big buy zone. at 232.5 and 231. Below 231, I would be bear bias, okay? As of right now, I'm a bit bearish because of this dark cloud candle and it's showing follow through. To cancel it, it will have to bust back up above 244 and clear 245.5 and 247 to put 249 and 250.5-ish in play, okay? So yeah, if you like trading Tesla, definitely consider joining my Discord. Of course, I cover the SPY throughout the day, but hey, if SPY wants to be choppy, we're gonna trade Tesla. Moving on to Apple. Apple here, I got it bull flagging, guys. It tests the bottom. It tests the bottom of the support here, but ultimately bounce. Okay, breakdown for tomorrow of this bull flag is at 188. Okay, if it breaks down 188, guys, we are dropping a lot lower, down to 186, maybe all the way down to 183.5 and 182. All right. Now, if it can stay above 188, resistance is at 190 and 191.5. If we break above 191.5, we break out of this bull flag and we are bullish. A bottom is possibly in. We head up higher, 193, 195, and so on. All right, guys. Now, another stock that I cover a lot in my Discord. Now, this is not for tier 1 members. This is for tier 2's member. And I gave NVDA its own room, guys. All right. And I talked about, and I cover NVDA. And I wrote here, overall, for more upside to be possible, 476 must hold at the lowest, okay? And I wrote, as of writing this, NVDA is around 483-ish. This makes first support at 482, 480, and 478. Now, this is the important part that I wrote to the group. If 478 fails, I wrote it right here, 476 and 474.7-ish in play. Below 476, I would be bear bias, guys. We're just reacting to the price action. You guys look at this big sell-off. This pink line was my 478 level. This orange line right here was my 476 level. You can see intraday too on the daily, on the 30-minute candle. Look at this. Look at this. Boom. Broke it down right there. Broke it down. And keep in mind, I sent alerts out throughout the day for NVDA. Okay, broke down 478. Broke down 476. It didn't even stop. It broke down more support levels, as you guys can see with my lines. And it gave us a beautiful move to the downside, all right? Now, let's go back to the daily chart. Are we bearish? Yes, I am bearish on NVDA because it broke down a bunch of my support levels, okay? But it don't mean we can't get a bounce. If it's going to bounce, right now it's around 466.6s. Okay, so I got support, resistance at 467.5, 469, and 471. If those levels clear, then we could possibly head up higher for a bounce, 473, 474.7, and 476. All right. Remember, above 476 could be bullish because 476 was the high, a pivot high from October 12th. And that rejection from October 12th led to some strong downside. And when we recaptured 476, it led to a strong upside. This is back in November 10th when we recaptured 476. Led to a nice move to the upside. Now we lost it again. So yeah, it could bounce, maybe to back test that level. But if it does not bounce, watch the breakdowns of the next support levels at 466. There is support at 464. That was today's low. If these levels fail, we are dropping down, guys. 462, 460, and the next fib level is at 458. All right. Good luck for tomorrow on those stocks. Amazon, though. Amazon, end of day, avoided a breakdown of that 145.8 level. That level was a September high. Almost had the breakdown until the end of day rally. Squeezed out the shorts for some reason. Okay, so if it's going to show follow through tomorrow, it got to clear. Let me see here. I got a resistance here at 147. And we got to clear 148.5. And that would put the megaphone pattern all the way at 150.7-ish in play. Okay, overall, to be bearish, it got to break back below 145.8 and actually close below on the daily chart and show follow through by breaking below 140 to put 142 and 140 in play, guys. AMD had a nice trading day for AMD, well, except for the final minutes in the last hour. But overall, it was a bearish day. It broke down. A critical fib level was at 122.2. All right, this is a critical fib level from all-time high down to October 2022 low. Okay, so we got a false breakout setup here. So as long as below 122.2, we're gonna stay bearish on AMD. Okay, as long as below 122.2, I recommend staying bearish on AMD. The next breakdown I need to see was at today's low around 119.6s. That would put 117.5ish, and below 117.5, I would be very bearish, as that's the next fib level. We could get a deeper sell-off. All right. Now, if 122.2 recaptures, it's very possible we pop back up to the upside. Okay, today could have been a bear trap, get us that false breakdown, and that would put 124.5ish and higher, 126 all back in play. Okay, just let the price action guide you. Meta. Yesterday, we had a false breakout setup from that 338.5ish level. Today, it definitely showed follow through, and it broke down a fib level. Now, those pink lines I got there, that's a fib level from February 2022 high down to November 2022 low, and those fib levels up there are Fibonacci extension levels. Okay, look like we broke one down today. Okay, and that level is at let me check 1 second. It's at 327.5ish. Okay, beautiful. Now let me go back here. So as long as below 327.5, obviously we're a bit bearish, and follow through would be to break down 326, 324, and 322 to put lower targets in play. Obviously down to 320, 318. 317.5, excuse me, 316.5 and 315. 315 is the next fib level. Okay, now we can get back above 327.5. That will possibly put higher targets back in play up to 329, 331, 332.5, 334, and possibly 335.5 again. All right, Netflix. Yesterday we had a false breakout setup off that 477.5 level. Today showed some follow through. Got rejected from there and went down to test my support level around 470-ish. Okay, so right now, next support is at 472 and 470. We need the breakdown of those support levels to trigger more downside down to 467.5 and maybe down to another pivot low back down to 463 and 459.6s. Okay, I would get bullish if we can break out resistance levels starting with 476 and 477.5 to put the higher targets back in play. 479, 481, possibly up to 483, maybe 485. 485 was July's high. Let's see if it can happen, but it will need to recapture those levels that I've mentioned. All right, Microsoft, holy moly, got new all-time high. On Tuesday, it broke out my fib extension level at 380.3. Yesterday, it broke back below, giving us a false breakout setup. It did show a little follow through, dropping as low as 375.4 before a bounce here. Okay, we got a doji red candle, big body red candle followed by a doji. We got to watch out for a morning star pattern here, and if it is, watch for the breakout or recapture of 380.3. Okay, I got next resistance at 379 and then 380.3. Overall, if 380.3 recaptures, I would look to long to target the higher targets back in play. Okay, guys, bullish above 380.3. Now, if we're bearish, got to stay below that level. Follow through would be to break down some support levels. Okay, 377, 375.5, and maybe drop back all the way down to 373 and 371. All right, Google. Let's see. I got a fib level here. Fib levels from this correction that we had, this pullback from October all the way down to, well, early October down to late October. We managed to close below the 61.8 fib level, which is at 134.4. All right. If it's as long as below 134.4, I would stay bearish because that keeps the breakdown intact. The next critical fib level is at 132. 132 failed, look to short with 129.5. Gap fill at 127.5, and the next fib level is at 126. Okay, those would be in play. All right. Now, we recapture 134.4. possibly false breakdown setup, I would look to long, and I will put higher targets back in play. 136, 138, and 140, guys. All right, guys, let's end this with some Darkpool. We got 1.7 billion in premium at the 454.69 level. Okay, Darkpool level for you guys. Let's take a look at some flows. All right, we'll filter for 100K premiums or above. We're also looking at all deltas above the ask and the ask. All right, overall bearish for the S&P 500. Triple Q. Overall bearish for Triple Q. IWM. Bullish for IWM. Let's see what's next. Tesla. Bullish for Tesla. Bullish for Apple. Bullish for NVDA. Bearish for Amazon. Bullish for AMD. Interesting. Okay, so a little bullish for Meta. A little. Bearish for Netflix. Bullish for Microsoft and Google. Bearish for Google. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Good luck for tomorrow. If you want more content from me, definitely consider joining the Discord. Other than that, have a great evening. Peace.